man. All right. Let me copy some.
These damn chairs. These damn chairs. Me too. And I'm tired because this time
Yeah,
change.
too much to drink last night there, but
Oh, man.
It's the time change.
the time change did mess everybody up.
Yes.
I ain't gonna lie.
Yes.
We ain't gonna hold that against you. 'Cause I like what she said. She was at home, getting ready for players for next year. That's dedication right there. I like that. Dante, I think you might give her a little game, but I think she's gonna torch you. She's a guard. She's secondly. You have to ask Nick. Just a little. You got some slow music going on in here, man. What the hell? I mean, I like it, but
She's got a different mix on.
I like it. I mean, but I don't. That's jealousy. I think my man is in the hospital right now. Can't see in the hospital. Yeah, they said he had a stroke or something. So you like coaching?
I do.
Do you?
That's so
What's-
exciting that you
what
guys
do
get to
about
keep Miles
coaching?
Garrett.
When you play?
That's a lot of money.
Playing.
That's okay. Take it from the
Just
show.
because some stuff coaching, I just be like,
Right.
how do you not know that? Or how can you not react to that?
Yes.
But I definitely think being on the other side obviously gives you a new perspective and a different type of love for the game. But I think the love for each is
I worked
just
at
as high in
Rockies
its own
last
right.
night. Well, till like 9:30 or something. It was busy. I was busy all day.
You know what
It was a
I
strange
didn't
period.
ask.
Like,
I didn't get a chance to ask Nicky away a lot of things. So I said, you know what? There's a couple things. I was excited she came on anyways. There is a
My
picture of
credit
you,
cards weren't working.
her, BJ Raymond.
That
I'm
just
gonna
slows you
give it to
down.
my man.
My computer's
Put it
messing
up there
up.
because around that time the city was hot.
Yeah.
Women didn't pay me. It was hot.
When you're real busy,
And I was
any little
like,
thing will
this guy
piss you off.
went to-
Like, I can't close.
I think his name was Hancho or something. He was good.
You talking about Zach?
Zach Hilder, right?
Hilder.
What happened to him?
What's the
I don't know.
business nice over there?
I mean, he finished a good career, but I don't know what he did
They
after
usually have a
that.
singer too.
That's the thing about
Saturday
it.
nights
It's
are
kind of
pretty
like me
good.
having a sports podcast.
But they see
A lot
they
of
close
people,
here at
you know
midnight.
what I'm
They stay
saying?
open
Like,
till
I remember
2:30.
watching them.
So they'll get a pretty good late night
Y'all probably have one of the best
over there.
girls basketball team ever in weight history. I would have to say that. That's because I mean, like I said,
Well,
I
it's
talked
always a good
to
crowd. They
people
can
that
like
went there.
see you.
Like I said, my family, all my family,
Fight
my
in.
mom, all my mom's side of the family, these
It's pretty
guys.
laid
went
back.
there. But I talked to people about
I
it.
heard
They
a
said
rumor that
that's
someone
probably
was
one of the
looking at
best
19
girls
holes.
basketball team ever.
That's ever.
And you was tortured people. And
It's been closed a couple years now.
you and Natasha was up. And there was
I think it needs a lot of renovation. That upstairs,
She did play with us.
That house.
Yeah.
sitting, like, in the-
She played with me.
That's
Her sister.
extra.
So actually, her
You get, like, a whole
sister
house
and myself. We went to Leverett together. All of us were supposed to. All of us are Northside kids.
Okay, so I mean, there's
The
a lot
parking
of.
lot isn't
I'm glad.
great,
I'm glad you
but if
didn't. I'm
somebody
glad I
picks
didn't
it
just
up,
assume things because
it's a
I.
great
ain't
Yeah,
gonna lie.
we
I thought
played-
you was born and raised on East.
Nah, Northside.
See,
I grew up
Cherrywoods.
in the Cherrywoods.
Did somebody just say that?
Yeah.
When they put your name, when I put my name, that I was having you on there. They did say that.
Yeah,
money issues.
and so they
maybe
did
that
too.
could be
We
it, too, 'cause I know
lived
sometimes when a place goes up,
like catty corner
you have
from
to
each other,
pay
so
that
we spent a lot of time
money.
together.
You know,
But
if it's like that tax, you have to pay that if you take it over.
Samantha, myself, and three other girls when we were in sixth grade. I was in class one day because I tried out for the co-ed team and I just wasn't feeling it. Boys wasn't passing it.
Yeah.
So I went to class. I'm like, hey, y'all want to play basketball? And they was like, yeah. So us five showed up, and the coach wife, he made her the coach.
Yeah, don't want
So
that.
she ended up coaching us, and we found like 3 other people to make a team. And we started playing from there. And then we all went to Leverett, where Coach Howard, who was one of our coaches at Wake, coached us, and then him and Manny May kind of had a relationship, and so Tatiana had plans to go play at Wake, and she was like, "I'm only coming if you say you're gonna come next year," because she was a year older than me.
Glad the sun.
And I was like, "Bet, let's do it." And so we all went, and that's kind of how it went. But her first year was rough. Like watch them lose.
Wade got smacked a lot.
Well, I watched them lose to by 90 to Central as an 8th grader. And
That's crazy.
I remember coming in my first year, we went 500, so it wasn't the best. But after that,
Y'all just
we
start
kind of
rocking.
found something and started rolling with it.
That's What's good, everybody, man? I'm Neal Newberry. I'm the host of Live from the Nickel. We got a great episode today. Y'all know where we at. This is our home base, JD's. That's what we do. Like I said, this guest I got today, I just found some stuff out. The internet, they better update the internet, because I ain't gonna lie. Man. I feel like I'm glad I got to talk to the young lady herself to ask her that. So, like I said, we got a great guest today. I hope everybody had a good weekend. Back to work tomorrow. Y'all know what it is. Mr. Brown, what's good, baby?
Man, you know, this week was, well, last week was my first week back at work, man, and they didn't hold no punches.
6 months you've been off. You've been off
They
6
put
months.
it-
That's a
Knee
vacation.
replacement.
They put it on me, 9 hours, man, back hurting, legs hurting.
They said they got to
knees
test the surgery.
hurting. And they did.
Hey, so how many hours a day did you work? 8 hours.
None, no, once.
So everything else was what?
Everything else was 9. So yeah, 400 plus cars a day, man. So
They're like, welcome back.
yeah, they
Yeah,
welcome
welcome
back,
back.
man. But before we actually get started,
Yes, sir.
Nick, on behalf of the Nickel family, man, we got a token, man, for you for your birthday, my brother, man.
Oh, you got me? Yeah.
Behalf of the Nickel
Okay,
family,
okay.
man. We know how you like the Yankees, man, but they got to step their game up if they want to beat the Dodgers again this year,
Hey.
man.
You know what? I appreciate that, and thank y'all. Much love.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I'm talking about. But I appreciate you, and Miss Amanda. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
No doubt.
You know, I'm a little older now. I'm 48 on Wednesday. You know, we already had a hip replacement. God, man, the Lord is, God is good, regardless. God is good, man.
Sir.
Miss Amanda, what's up, baby?
It just feels like it's been a long week. And then the time change.
Time change, yes, the time
What's going on
change.
today?
The time change, I think, hurt everybody. It might have had a little bit with our guest. She was running a little late, but it's okay. We're not mad at her.
I was
She
late with
working.
everything today.
I like that. She was working. So the time change didn't hurt us. And you worked yesterday.
Yeah.
Damn, you girl, you
It
worked
was
a lot.
busy, yeah. I'm tired. And we got St. Patty's Day coming up, so.
Absolutely.
Woo.
Jig dinners.
It's gonna be
Hey,
crazy.
just to let everybody know,
Ready
St.
for it.
Patty's Day, I ain't going out really. I'm gonna come get my food. I'm gonna go back home. But I'm getting a little older now. The drinking, I gotta chill out, man. You know, you don't get better. You don't. As older you get, it gets harder. And hanging out with him, it makes it worse.
Oh, he tried to put it on you.
Threw me under the bus.
Yeah, right.
It's all love. Hey, you know, I gotta give a shout out to our sponsors, Divine Printing and School Matters. So if y'all need the sweatshirts, let me know. But we're gonna get into my guest. This young lady she did some things in high school that, like I said, y'all see the girls playing now. Y'all need to go back to the archives and look at this young lady that's sitting next to me. This young lady was ripping it through the city. Just found out, I thought she was from the but she wasn't. She from the north side. She was from the north, so I'm not mad about that. But she chose to come to Winter Wade High School, and she said her first year was kind of rough, but she did her thing. And then as the years went on, she got better. So much better, where she was the second leading scorer in history at Wade, behind Natasha Howard. There's nothing wrong with that, but she did her thing as a guard. She was putting them to work. 16, I think like 16 points a game. When she graduated, you know what I'm saying? She went on to Cincinnati, did her thing at Cincinnati, put in that work at Cincinnati. Then after Cincinnati, she said, I'm gonna start coaching. So she moved around coaching all through. I ain't gonna really get into all of it because you know what I'm saying. I know this. She went to Owens and did some things at Owens. They won the championship at Owens. You know what I'm saying? And it was just a beautiful thing. And it just kept going on and on and on, moving around, doing her coaching, assistant coaching. And I asked her. I said, "Hey, you doing assistant coaching? You getting yourself ready for the head coaching job?" She said, "Absolutely." I want everybody in the city to stand up. When y'all see this woman, y'all show her some love. My sister, I love her for what she did at Wade and everything else. I got the greatest point guard I've seen. Shareese Ulis in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get it, Shareese. Let's get it, Shareese. What's up, baby?
Thank you for the intro.
Oh, man, come on, man. You did some things that way, but, I mean, you had that ball on the string. Come on now. You got to put up in there. Leading scorer. Oh, and I forgot. Hall of Famer. Inducted to a Hall of Fame at Wade. Now, that's a beautiful thing. A beautiful thing for a woman to get. You know, we see the guys doing it, but when I see a woman that put in the work to get into the Hall of Fame, that's a beautiful thing. You and Natasha got in the Hall of Fame, right?
Yes. Last year,
Okay.
I think it was, but
I think it
Tasha
was.
wasn't physically able to be there because she was overseas, but
Yeah.
they inducted us on the same night.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, before we get into about Shareese Ulis. I gotta show you some love. Nick, let me get that present from Miss Shareese Ulis over here. So when you out in public, you let people know about my podcast. And, you know, Mr. Brown and Miss Amanda. You know what I'm saying?
Life
You wanted the small. I was kind of.
What size you thought I needed?
I don't know. I don't know. I never had nobody order a small. I'm not gonna say that. There's one thing my mama always said: you don't ask nobody, you don't ask a woman's weight and how old they are. And I ain't gonna ask her. I was just, when you said small, I was driving. That's it. Let me pay attention, because you know you should be driving the text. My
Did
kids
you think
always
I was
tell me
taller?
that. No, I didn't know.
I wish I was taller, but yeah.
I don't want no problems. It just threw me off when she said small. I thought you might have said it medium.
Oh no, small.
Okay.
Blame it on daylight savings.
We're gonna do that. We're gonna blame it on daylight savings. But like I said, so what's going? You at Eastern Michigan now. You're an assistant coach up there. Congratulations on the job on that.
Thank you.
Like you said, today you was working, so you don't take a day off now, do you?
There are no days off in D1.
Okay.
You gotta make your days off. You gotta make them count.
Okay.
But yeah, so at Eastern, we actually finished our last game yesterday. This is year one of a build, which it was a tough season.
Yeah.
We literally only won 2 games, but again, was working today, watching film to see what players can come in and help us transform this thing pretty quickly.
Okay.
You know, with portal and everything now, rebuilds don't take as long as they used to. So you got to get out there and see who's going to be available. So when the time comes, you're already ready.
Absolutely. Y'all want to tap in? Y'all anytime y'all want. You know me. Sometimes I get going, so I don't want to do that. So Mr. Brown, Amanda, y'all tap in and ask her. Let's get it. We need
But
to
like
know
you
about
said,
it.
you was on point with all her accolades, but you know, like you said, she was 3 times Toledo Player of the Year, District Player of the Year twice, all that stuff. But what I want to know is what motivated you to perfect your craft.
So I started playing on accident, kind of. I literally was just sitting on the couch, flipping through the channels, and I seen Allen Iverson. And I was like, whatever he doing, look dope. I want to do it. And so, like I was just telling Nick, I asked 4 girls from my class, like, do y'all want to play basketball? None of us had ever played. And they was like, yeah, because our team was co-ed and most of the team was made up of guys. There was literally only one girl, which was Tatiana McNeil. She was the only girl that played, and she was tall, so obviously they would give her the ball.
Right.
But for us, we didn't get the ball, so I'm like, I want to play. And so I asked 4 of my friends, I'm like, y'all want to play basketball? They looked at me, they was like, yeah. So we showed up to the gym the next day, and Coach Sumner had his wife coaches, and that's kind of how it started. And
At what age was that though?
I was 12, which is why I wore the number 12, because that was how old I was when I started. So I started playing at 12. And then after that, I met my coaches, Coach Howard, Coach King, Coach May, and they were just like, this can present so many opportunities. I had no idea kind of what basketball was about, what you could get from it going to college, because that wasn't my background. Literally only one other person in my family had gone to college, but he was like 30 years older than me, so that wasn't our makeup. So they kind of just let me know what the opportunities could bring, and then wanting to be away from the environment, Cherrywood kid. I literally was at school. I went to school, went to practice. I didn't go home till it was time to go to sleep and do it all over again. So the motivation was kind of just wanting a better life for myself. And that's kind of what drove me. So I literally was in the gym with my coaches, either watching the games of all the other people playing or literally practicing.
Okay. So the skill, it came natural to you? I mean, being 12 years old?
Well, yes, I learned later that all my family played basketball. Nobody just ever took it serious.
Right.
So all my guy cousins are good at basketball. My auntie played basketball. Like, I found this stuff out after the fact. So as a high schooler, I found out my auntie played and was really, really good. She had twin daughters who played and they were good. One of them went to Woodward. So after I got into it, I find out that my family is actually a basketball family. And then further down the line, I had a couple professional athletes, cousins that played in the NFL. And then the cousin that I talk about that was older than me that went to college is actually Shareese Ulis' dad that played at Kentucky and was drafted to the Phoenix Suns. So it's in the bloodline, but it was never manifested out of us. And for the most part, none of us like school, if I'm being honest. So that was a thing. So really, like majority of my family can hoop, like seriously. And if I'm being honest, I actually was not the better cousin, female in my family.
Really?
Yes, my cousin that I was super tight with. We were so close until I started playing basketball. We literally used to stay out in the streets playing basketball all day. Her name was Shartoria. She was actually better than me, and my family didn't come to the games to see me play. When we played together, they came to see her. But when we got to high school, she stopped playing, and I continued playing. So I actually was number 2, but I was the person who followed through with the goal. So
I feel like that when your cousin stopped playing, you just picked up the pieces and became better. Well, that's good. You had a cousin that can actually push you.
I don't feel like I picked up the pieces.
You didn't pick up the
Like
pieces?
I was the piece and she dropped the piece. That's how I feel.
Okay.
Cause we're probably the same age for like 8 months, so we're super close. She was better because she did it way before me. I started playing when I was 12. She was playing with boys from the time she could do it. So when I say she was the better player, it's because skill-wise she had been doing it for so long, and I literally just picked it up. And there was a point where I could not make a 3 and I could not use my left hand, and I played in a game and I literally got ripped like 3 times, and I'm like, this is not gonna happen again. And literally the next practice, every left-hand layup I did, I made, and I never went back after that. So that's kind of how it like unfolded for me.
I think a lot of people need to understand like this is that the gift, people are gifted, right? But people that work actually harder at it, like I said, I couldn't use my left hand for nothing. Seriously, I would go right. They're like, he going right. What I'm saying about you is, you can manifest to everybody out here like this. If you put in the work, it will come to you. But you got to put in the work to do what you do.
Yes.
And what you did is, like you said, your cousin was gifted. She played with from Taiwan, probably played AU, whatever. She was always around hooping. You as a person coming off the couch, with your best friends, y'all get together. You made the game look easy. What I've seen, like highlights, I got to go back into the archives now. I'm not gassing you up because it's there. The proof is there. You was nice. I'm telling you, was nice. And then to be one of them elite players with B.J. Raymond, Nicky McCoy, Zach Hilder, all those guys in the city around that time, it was popping. So I remember watching you guys, Natasha too, but you the floor general. You had go. You was kind of like Allen Iverson in the person, but you know what I mean? You did. I pay homage to you, what you did, man. You did it. And then I like what you're doing now. We talk about the women that they get done. Some people we don't hear from them no more. We don't know what happens to them. That's why when we started this podcast, me and Mr. Brown, and I brought Miss Amanda on because having a woman's perspective is always good. Because she knows. You just want to hear 2 dudes talk. You got to have somebody, a female on here, the right female to come on here to help us out, to check us sometimes. But I like everything you did. You went to Owens, coached that start, coached that weight. That's great. Assistant coach of it. But when you gonna get in the when you gonna get in the head coach? That's what I do want to know.
Well, I think this is preparation season, so I've been coaching for going on 14 seasons, and I've coached at all the levels: high school, junior college, Division I. And I think just when the opportunity presents itself and God says it's time, I think that's it. I think for me, I found my peace and comfort in seizing the moment that God had for me. I think for the longest of time, I felt like I deserved to have something because what I did in the past or what I felt like I've given to the game. And it wasn't until actually I got to Owens and accepted where I was at and what the circumstances was that I felt like I found peace in coaching and doing it out of love and not trying to get something in return.
I like that. Miss Amanda, go ahead.
I love
Dive in. I need the woman's perspective.
On the subject, I have kind of a 2-part question.
Okay.
I was gonna ask, what is your favorite or your most rewarding thing about being able to coach, and what's the most challenging about you?
I think the most rewarding is being able to give back to women who aspire to have better lives as I did. I think for me, the reason I got into coaching was because 3 coaches saw something in me that I didn't see in myself, and they pushed me to to give more than I thought I can give, and being on the other end of that now and having young women who want to get away from certain things and accomplish certain things and being able to direct them and give them the best advice to kind of meet those goals is super satisfying. And I think the most challenging thing is that with the era we're in with social media and the money that's being thrown at women to play basketball today, I think it's easy for them to get distracted and lose sight of why they do something. And so the challenging part for me is keeping their minds focused on why they started, why they're doing it, and why they chose to be in the space that they're in. I think that's the most challenging one because I feel like we have to revisit that every single day because things are always changing, specifically in Division I basketball. It's something changing every day. And they're always comparing themselves to them peers based off what they see on social media and how much money X is getting versus what they're getting. So I think that's the most challenging part, keeping them grounded and confident in who they are and not worrying about the things on the outside.
Else all around you. Yeah, like why did you start this? Why do you want to do this? Do you want to do this only for the money? Then your heart's not there. You know, I feel like, absolutely.
And, you know, at the end of the day, you know, the women's basketball game has evolved so well. And I like where it's at. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, like, we'll talk about this year. With it, you know, watching women's basketball now and men's basketball, I feel like I catch myself, me and Mr. Brown, we talk about it all the time. We'll watch women's all day
More
long.
people would rather watch the women's basketball at this point in time right now.
And I tell people, I think last year it got real with Angel Reese. And you had Caitlin Clark. And you had Juju popping off. Now this year, if you look across the board, you got a lot of great teams. There ain't 3 or 4. You got about at least a good 20 teams that, maybe more, that will give you the business. You know what I'm saying? UCLA, I can go. I like the Notre Dame back there, the Notre Dame girls team. Both of them girls, them sisters behind there, they hard to watch. They hard to watch. So watching basketball now, and you watching these young ladies play, does anybody kind of remind you yourself out there?
No.
Are you serious?
No. I'm saying that on a level of these girls do different stuff. I think athletically, skill wise, they're way beyond where I was when I was a player. And I'm just being honest.
I like that. Honesty is the best. You know, I like that.
But as far as the evolving, I think it's absolutely great for the women's game.
It is.
And I think the barriers that they've broken for the finances of it and what they deserve based on what we give as Division I athletes, I think that's super, super dope. And I know it's only going to continue to get better.
Absolutely.
I think that that's a direct result of women and coaches like you that paved the way and that are mentoring these girls and showing these girls what you can do with your talents and your skills.
No, I agree. I think for everything, it has to start somewhere. And the sacrifices that many of us had to, go through, with mental health now being the forefront of how athletics are shaped. Not making kids come back to practice after you lose games because you're pissed that we lost. So all those things being a part of the makeup of what women's basketball is now, I think is super, super dope.
I just think like this is going when you and I said this to Nikki McCoy last week. And I'm gonna say it to you. I'm gonna say it to Tiffany Blackman. Anybody else is coaching. Y'all was stars in high school. I'm not putting all the pressure on y'all, but it's good to have y'all helping out the young women and men out here nowadays. Because at the end of the day, somebody mentor you. Now you came off the couch and you was like, I'm gonna just get my rep in, whatever, different. But it's good to have y'all as the forefront to that. Because you know what I'm saying, you play the game, you know the game at a high level too. You didn't just play in high school, you went to college. Which coaching, I think is gonna make it better for all these young people out here. Especially if you know, hey, well, I don't know if I can go left, I can't go left. Let me tell you a story. I couldn't go left either, but helping somebody, you can put yourself in their shoes. And that's what I love to see about you, Nikki McCoy, Tiffany Blackman. It's a beautiful thing. It really is. And I love it. Y'all keep doing what y'all do because I really love it. Now, I'm gonna pick your brain in the women's game. Who are you gonna take in women's college to win the champion? Who you gonna? I know they ain't did the practice yet, but I ain't gonna see you again. It's too early, but who's your favorite?
Man, so my favorite is Notre Dame. My favorite is Notre Dame, but They've been on the struggle bus lately. They
Yes, they have.
they actually lost, 3 of the last 4. 3 of the last 5, one of those, and they lost yesterday, which was disappointing. But I love Notre Dame. I love Hannah. I love Olivia. I've been fans of them since they was in high school.
They nice.
But oh man, I think it's gonna be a really, really good tournament.
I can see it on your face.
I think
it's hard.
USC is tough.
Yes.
UCLA is tough.
Yes.
You're gonna get what you're gonna get from South Carolina.
Yes.
I think North Carolina State is making a statement.
They scary.
Although they did just lose to Duke today, I think Duke is playing their best basketball at the right time. So I can't pick. I'm not even gonna cap. I can't pick. But I think it's gonna be a really, really good tournament.
Listen, I agree with you. Me and Miss Brown, me and Miss Amanda together.
I'm terrified to do brackets. I have no
I think
idea
the brackets are gonna
who
get
I'm gonna
busted.
play
And then
with.
look, Texas best guard going down.
Yeah.
Like, is she gonna be able to come back?
And I have them like second on my list.
And then you got LSU.
Yes.
Anisha Morrow just went down yesterday with the
It
foot
changes
injury.
every day.
Johnson
So
down too.
is she gonna play? Is she not?
Yeah.
So it's a lot of things. I think
It changes every day.
yeah,
It's
I think the
crazy.
tournament is gonna be a one to remember for real.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. When I fill my bracket out, me and Mr. Brown gonna get together. Man, will be working. I'll get with her. I'll pick her brain. You gonna have to. You might have to do 3 brackets because you don't know. That's how tough it is this year. I'm gonna be honest with you because you don't like you just named off a lot of things was happening. Ohio State is a sleeper team.
Yes,
I don't know.
but they just got beat bad yesterday.
Yeah,
See, that's
yeah.
the thing.
Come on, man. You don't know who you're gonna play with.
But then I think also like when you get to the tournament, those resilient players that just don't want to go down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like you got
Yes.
the freshman at Vanderbilt she hit 55 twice in the game.
Oh my
You got the freshman at Florida State that's really, really good, that's carrying the team.
Yes.
And then you got players like Hannah who is in the spotlight, but they just refuse to lose. And when the game is on the line, it's another beast that comes out. You got
Right.
Juju who can carry you and go for 50 any night. So it's just like,
Yeah, I know,
who's
that's
going to show up and be
love
that
it.
team
I love it.
on any given night? So I think it's going to be a good one.
I love your answer because I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't gonna lie. I might do 3 brackets. You don't know. You don't know who you want. I mean, I wanted to pick your mind as assistant coach and as a hooper. You know, it's hard. I even asked my cousin. They just said, "Man, don't ask me nothing." I don't know.
You just can't have an off night. Like it's
Yeah.
no more of like one team is the dominant team. Like South Carolina can come out and lose any night. Like they've lost this year, and so I just think it's a wild card now. If you play good, you can't afford a day. You can't afford a day off.
Facts. I don't know. Mr. Brown, we're going to have to sit down. We might have to have a couple drinks, eat some food. I don't know, man, phone a friend or somebody. I don't know what we're going to do, bro.
Brackets is wild though.
But like Shareese made a statement earlier about the 3-pointer, how you struggle shooting the 3
Oh yeah.
beginning, but at Cincinnati she was tearing it up.
Oh yeah.
Tearing it up. Yes. She was letting it fly.
Mr. Brown was putting in that work on that. Hey, I did kind of see that. I'm glad you said that. So you let it go. What
She was
happened?
letting it go.
Well, a couple different things happened. I got in the gym and shot more threes, but also I had double knee surgery.
Oh.
So
Damn.
I felt like I had to shoot the 3 better because my explosiveness wasn't the same.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Had to change that
getting in the
game up a
gym
little bit.
and then just switching up based off how my body started to go through the years. So,
Double knee surgery in September.
so yeah, so
Double knee surgery.
In September.
So let me rewind a little bit. All right,
Okay,
so
talk to me.
high school, I like tweaked my knee like freshman year, and our trainer was like, "You're gonna end up needing surgery one day." And I'm like, I ain't trying to hear that. I ain't gonna need no surgery.
Right.
Whatever. But going through high school, I was good. When I got to college, so I started off at junior college, Trinity Valley in Athens, Texas, which was the #1 junior college in the country.
Yes.
So went there, and I'm running one day, and then my knee just locked, and I couldn't straighten it. I couldn't run, and the coach still making me practice. I'm like, bro, I can't even move. Like,
Right.
we doing our skill work, and we get to the spin. I couldn't even spin, bro. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not doing this. So I go to him like, my knee really hurts. I can't move. And so he gets pissed off. He's like, well, if they tell you you're gonna have surgery, you can't play. That's on you. I'm like, bet, my knee hurt. I can't move. I can't play anyway.
What you want me to say?
So I went to the doctor. long story short, they scoped it. Nothing was torn, but I had cartilage broken off in my knee. So every time I ran, it got stuck in my joints, which caused it to lock, and I couldn't straighten it. So I had to get it cleared out. So came back, kind of healthy, did rehab. I felt good, but when I got into Cincinnati, my other knee started hurting, which was a compensation from when I was running on my other knee. So I played through the whole season. I had to get my knee drained after games, like big needle, I hate needles, getting it drained, nasty stuff coming out. I wouldn't let them drain it without him there. Like, it was crazy. So I had, the doctor was like, we can fix it and you'll never play again, or we can do double knee surgery for you to finish your senior year. So obviously I had a decision to make. And I was just like, let's do the double surgery. I wanted to finish my last year or so. Had double knee surgery right after our season. And I came back to start the season. So I did rehab, but it wasn't the same. Like, some days I didn't know how I was gonna feel. Some days I was in a game and I couldn't feel my legs, and I still played, and I played 40 minutes a game. So like my Cincinnati grind was so different, because like a lot of the stuff I did in pain, and only the people who were there knew. Like, sometimes my coach didn't even understand. I'm like, bro, I can barely run, but I'm out here literally playing 4 minutes against the best teams in the country. We literally had 8 teams in the top 25 that we had to play night in and night out. So Cincinnati was a grind. So I mean, and that's why I like coaching. Like, it's like you can't take it for granted. Like, if this is what you want, you got to go in every day and you got to give it all you have, and you can't make excuses about how you feel. Like, if you're good enough, you can go, you got to go. Like, if you're hurt, you're injured, 2 different things we learn when we're growing up as athletes. You're either hurt or you're injured. And if you're hurt and you can get through it, you bust through it. If you're injured, you take the proper rest and get what you need. But for the most part, at Cincinnati, I played hurt.
And still balled out.
I'm
balled out.
I want anybody out there, if you play the game, I don't want to hear no excuses. This woman played and had a double knee surgery. Like her husband said, double knee surgery.
Man, I was in a wheelchair for 2 weeks, bro. I could not walk. I couldn't walk.
Well, I just had a hip replacement. I had both my hip replacements. And I commend you on that. A lot of people don't understand that. I mean, wow, Cincinnati, man, she was grinding. Concrete jungle. That's what it was, because, I mean, that's crazy. But here's the thing about like this is you can tell these young girls. My dad used to say like this: if you ain't hurt, you can get out there.
Yeah.
If you hurt, sit down. Yeah. So what you can tell these young girls, like, listen, your story inspires somebody, man. It really can.
Yeah.
Because sound like to me, Cincinnati was rough.
It was.
And you put in that work still.
On top of surgery and having to play Maya Moore, Tina Charles, every game, like what?
Right. You played against
Missing out on Player of the Week because Tina Charles had 30 and 20. Like my little 27 and 8 ain't do nothing. Like, so going up against that, like I think from those 2 years, I probably played against 7 WNBA players. Like, there was a game I watched a couple years back. I ain't gonna tell y'all my age. But on both of the teams, there were 5 starters on the floor, and I played against all of them.
That's crazy.
Listen,
yes, it is.
To get to the level you got to, not everybody got it. You got to bust your butt to get to where you at. And like I said before, I commend you. Like, I remember watching you in high school doing your thing. Cincinnati, I seen a little bit of. I had to go back into the archives. I had to go to YouTube, Google your stuff, whatever else, and it popped up. You did your thing. You got to understand that you did your thing, and I love that about you and all these women out here that are coaching. Like I said, the girls' game has evolved, but more I love to see the analysts and everything. So, assistant coaching, you know what I'm saying? That's good. I like what you said about I'm gonna do this for a while, and when the job fits me, I'll go with it.
The time is right.
I like that. Now, on the men's game. You got anybody? I know it's early. I gotta pick your brain. I might need you to help me.
You ain't gonna get a lot from me for the men's game.
Okay, I don't see the best policy. I mean, come on now.
I spend a lot of time watching women's games.
Okay, well then
I got a different type of job to do now. So my eyes gotta go in different places. Like, basketball ain't really, like, watching basketball is entertainment, but it ain't really entertainment no more. It's like work.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if all them players gonna be at that school next year. And if I like a couple, I need to keep my eyes on them to see what's gonna happen.
Right.
So I'm watching more women's game than men's game, because I'm trying to get me a steal so I can be in the tournament too.
She on that Bill Belichick. I'm trying to tell somebody.
It's all about the business,
Hey,
man.
you know what? I like her about that.
Right, it's
Like,
all
she
about
put the
that
hand on the hip and looking at me. I got a little nervous a little bit now.
Yeah, it's a different time, and I know a lot of people on the outside looking in, and like y'all see what go on social media with the dollars, and but like from the coaching side, like it's really like you don't really have time to play around and wait. Like the seconds you wait, you're behind 10 steps.
Right.
Absolutely.
So it's like you gotta be on it and you gotta be ready, because when
Right.
that date hit for them
Anytime.
names to hit that list, you gotta be on there and ready for refresh every 2 minutes. So it's a different type of watch.
Okay, so now we getting into the social media. This is getting good. I like this. I like her. She on everything. The hand on this, I got a little nervous, but it's all good. It's all good. So I'm sure you watch NBA. I don't really get excited with the NBA. But something happened a couple days ago. LeBron James rolled down on Stephen A. Smith. And I swear to God, when LeBron swelled up, I thought he turned from 6'9" to 7'2", because Stephen A. looked small.
Right.
And he said, keep my son out your effing
Right.
mouth. Let me ask you a question, and I'm gonna go down the panel. What do you think about that?
I
As a
think
parent, I'm sorry, not as a player, as a parent. If that was your kid, as a parent, speaking from a parent's perspective, because you coach. So you know.
I got kids.
I know you do.
I got a son too.
Oh,
I think
Jesus.
I don't know what Stephen A. said because I don't watch his show.
Well, I'm gonna say what he said real quick.
Okay.
So Stephen A. Smith, we talked about it before you got here. Stephen A. Smith, when the Luka trade went down, everybody talked about Luka trade and all this and that. Okay, whatever. Every time he has a show on, and I watch it every now and then, he always bringing up LeBron, which is fine. In the Luka situation, everybody was trying to figure out what's going to go with the Luka. But at the end of the show or middle of the show, it's always going back to Bronny James. We all know LeBron's son came there because of LeBron. Bron made it happen. We understand that. And this is my prime example. He always keeps putting LeBron's son in the mix of things. Leave that boy alone. We talked about it. We know LeBron wanted to play with his son. They picked him as the 55th pick of the draft. I'm just saying like this is, let's move on from LeBron James' son. Bronny doing his own thing. We know when LeBron retires, he might not even be in the league. I don't know. I hope the boy works it out for him. But I think he got upset because every time you mention the Lakers, you always got to mention the son.
I think when you question parenting, that's where the problem comes in.
Yes.
I think if it's strictly basketball talk and that's his job, he has the right to do that.
Yes.
But I think when he makes it personal to try to make it seem like things are happening solely because he's the dad and literally saying those words, I think that's where the problem comes in at. But I also think on the flip side, like, as a father, ain't that what you're supposed to do? Create the best opportunities for your son. So if I have the strings to get my son into the NBA, wouldn't I do that? If I can keep him under me?
Who wouldn't?
Yeah, so, I mean, I think as analysts, keep it basketball.
Yes.
But the minute you question anybody's parenting, they're going to take it personal. And they have the right to defend their families.
Yes. I totally agree. Miss Madden, what you think? You said the same thing?
You know how I feel about Stephen A.
No.
Stephen A. Smith is
Please,
a drama
no,
queen.
please let everybody know. I know how you feel about him.
Stephen A. Smith is a drama queen. The only reason he stays relevant is because he talks shit about everybody else. It's either the Cowboys or LeBron. Flip the script, get something else better to talk about, find a new story, Stephen A. Smith. I don't watch the show because I can't stand listening to his voice. I'd rather watch Real Housewives.
And he screams.
If I want drama,
Man.
yeah. I don't need to hear him screaming. If I want drama, I'll watch Real Housewives. Stephen A., know your role.
I did
Sit
see that
Leave him alone.
a handful of basketball players have like stopped messing with Stephen A. because of the comments, and he went on his show and made that comment. Like some of the
He puts his foot in his mouth a lot, but that's how he likes to come across. That's how he tries to garner viewers. He likes to stir the pot, stir up drama. Like I said, he's like the Real Housewives version of an analyst. So if you want to get into the drama, then watch Stephen A.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I don't I don't take anything that he ever has to say seriously.
You heard that,
Kind of a
Stephen A?
joke to me.
From Shareese Ulis and Miss Amanda, cut the bullshit. Cut the bullshit.
Bring me on the show, Stephen A.
Yeah,
Let's have a shout in.
Mr.
Let's
Brown,
have a shout out.
Tell him how you feel, man. I hate when you start laughing. It ain't good.
Hey, LeBron did better than me. I tell you that because, like you said, when it comes to my daughter,
Yeah.
I'm putting hands
He
on
sure
you.
knocked
I
him
mean, so Stephen A. got lucky.
And
He
he's
did.
little.
He really did.
And he's little. He could have knocked him right out
Right.
too if he really wanted.
Right,
was
me
looking up
myself.
Yeah. He made me nervous. I'm in the barbershop.
Yeah, he might would have had to. He might would have had to fill a part too. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know Stephen A. Man, he ain't nothing but mouth. But yeah, leave the dude alone, man. Hey.
He's trying to get that reaction.
Absolutely.
That's what he's trying to do.
I had this conversation Friday at the barbershop. You know, barbershop is always good talk, and I like people to tell me what they think. A lot of people say that's his job as an analyst. Here's my thing is, you're right, it's your job as an analyst. Here's the problem I
Taking it
have.
too far though.
Exactly. And that's what Kenyon Martin said. A lot of NBA players, like you said, Shareese, they were coming. Now, there was one guy, NBA player, that said, he always do, like you just said, Mr. Man, he puts his foot in his mouth.
He tries to stir the pot.
You gotta stop trying to, you know, you get on the air, you gotta watch what you say and how you say things. Respect that. As a father, me, I have two beautiful daughters. If somebody keeps talking about me and my team, whatever else, and you just keep putting my daughters in the mix, I'm gonna do like LeBron. Like you said, Mr. Brown, I've seen you in action. I'm gonna swell up. When he swelled up, he looked like the Crumble Hawk. He got bigger and bigger. And I was like, little Stephen A. Smith.
You know Stephen A. was scared. I don't care what anybody says. He was terrified.
He
He's a
was.
big man.
Maybe just to calm him down.
Right.
I know you the face of ESPN or First Take, whatever. But like my mama said, don't cast no check your mouth can't close. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You better chill on that, brother.
Yeah.
Because you ain't that big, bro. Because
Yeah.
T.O. went at you like that.
Exactly.
He said, if I see you
Right.
on site, I'm smacking you.
Right.
So
It's
you
gonna
know,
happen one of these days.
Right.
People are
Good to
getting
get
tired of
a
them.
good reaction from the women. See how they feel. I'm not saying y'all wouldn't say nothing, but I ain't gonna lie, I would have smacked the dust
It's
off
not
you.
about that drama. You can be an analyst and analyze the game and analyze every game, but you don't have to take like personal attacks and jabs at somebody
Yes.
over and over and
Yes.
over. It's pathetic. You look like a high school girl. Like, calm down.
But Neal, you know it's more smoke in the NBA too.
Huh?
It's more smoke.
Yeah.
Charles Barkley and Kendrick. You see that?
Kendrick Perkins?
Yeah.
He always into it.
You're right. I'm with you.
Kendrick don't care either.
Yeah.
I think I like that.
Yeah, you're right. Hey, Kendrick ain't got, he don't hold no punches. It's funny when I watch him talk, hey, he kind of make me a little nervous. You know, that's a big boy.
That's a big
you know what I'm
boy,
saying?
yeah.
And he a foster kid, so you leave him alone. He grew up in a foster home. You
Did
leave
him and KD, him
Yeah.
and KD went back and forth because Perk said when they were in Oakland, he the one that held them together. He said he held that team together. And then KD was like, this is the craziest thing I've heard all my life.
I'm telling you, man, listen. You better leave them foster kids alone, man. You don't know what you're going to get. You reach in the bag, you oh, this is a killer right here. Hey, Kendrick Perkins is a bully. But you know what? He know his take on things. And then I think a couple people clapped back to him. I think James Harden clapped back at him. And then he stopped clapping back at him after that. Because James Harden, he don't want that smoke. I just feel like this is, when you're on that type of level, when you have that, you know, you on a podcast, whatever you're doing, I know you want to get your numbers up and everything else, and that's not what we do here. What we do here is we have fun, we laugh about things, but at the end of the day, we're going to talk about the real topics too. There's somebody that want to talk about it, but we're going to put ourselves in other shoes. Having a great hooper, Hall of Fame hooper, she know the game.
Yes.
So I know the game, but I didn't play at the level you played in, so it's good to hear coming from you because you know the game. But
Teacher of the game now.
yeah, you teaching me something.
Right.
Number one, I knew you grew up in Cherrywood. That's man, that's rough. You know what I'm saying? But I like I said, Shareese, I would thank you for coming on the show today.
Thanks for having me.
You know what I'm saying? I wish the best for you and where you're going in coaching. And I hope that you I know you're going to get a coaching job.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You're going to get a coaching job. You know why? Because you know the game. And I hate to say it, you kind of remind me of Dawn Staley, the new version of Dawn Staley. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you that. I'm gonna give you that. You know why? Because Dawn was a great point guard. You a great point guard. Real recognize real. And I'm not saying that just to say that, but it's the real truth. You're a floor general. Your job is to direct people. You gotta move, you gotta do that. Everybody can't do that. You can.
Right.
So I know, me, Mr. Brown, Mr. Man, we know you're gonna get a coaching job. I don't care if it's in Bowling Green, Toledo, whatever you get, you tear it up. I see, like you said, sorry, I was running a little late. It's all right. You was already working. So when you're not working, you still working. That's a beautiful thing. Y'all make sure y'all check out Shareese Ulis, man. This young lady is about to tear up. Wherever she go, she gonna make the program much better.
Yes.
We know that.
Yes, we are.
And you know what I'm saying?
Hold up, before you close this thing out.
Come on.
I need my Toledo people to get it right.
Oh,
all right.
Let's talk. What's wrong? What's going on?
So, since I've been at Owens,
okay,
I've been trying to get Toledo kids, and I get it. Owens is Owens. You
It
feel
is.
like you're supposed to be somewhere else, but I also feel like an opportunity is an opportunity.
Yes.
And you take the ones that are presented, if they're good. Do your homework, right? But we don't support each other, and I want Toledo kids.
Yes.
And for the ones that I'm not able to get, there are a handful of kids that I've tried to recruit that I've also helped go other places.
Okay.
So like for coaches, like when I'm reaching out, you may not have something, but respond back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
because if the shoe was on the other side and you reached out to me and I didn't respond back based on where I am, you would think that I don't rock with you. And that's how I feel about our city.
Absolutely.
I've asked coaches for film on kids just to watch and kind of see what's in the area.
Yes.
Like, I'm not the head coach, so I do have a job to do, but I do try to reach back to see what's here as often as I can. But I can only do so much. Like, I have number days. I can't just walk in gyms based on rules. So, like, I'm trying to help our kids because I want this to be a thing for Toledo kids to be able to play basketball at the next level. So, with that said, Toledo people, get it right, and don't tell kids not to visit my Eastern campus.
Don't hinder these kids.
Here's my thing about like this.
Let them reach their goals.
The platform you have and where you came from and where you at now. And I get it. The NIL makes a lot of difference. But y'all need to mess with this young lady. She's a Hall of Famer. I know you got Florida and all these other schools doing a thing. But this young lady, she put in the work. She went to Cincinnati. She came back. Whatever we can do to help these kids, that's what I bring the coaches on here and stuff like that, and I'm gonna bring some high school cats on there, see where they're going at, because it's attractive. It's attractive packaging when you see Florida and Alabama and all that. But guess what? Sometimes that ain't always good. The grass ain't green on the other side. Sometimes.
It's not. But here's the other thing, right? So, like, people think because a kid didn't come to you that you didn't do your work. Sometimes a kid does not fit you.
Absolutely.
And the level is not for them, right? But that doesn't mean they can't play somewhere else. So yeah, if Florida is looking at you, you're probably a Power 4 kid.
Absolutely.
But if Florida is not looking at you, you probably shouldn't be turning down anybody else.
Exactly.
And so I think that's the line people don't understand. So like, yes, there are kids that in Toledo that I automatically go after, and there are kids that are not, because at my level, they cannot play at this level. But for the ones I'm reaching out to that choose to ignore, you're not receiving anything above me, so why would you ignore me?
Right.
You know what I mean? So maybe I'm not the school for you still, even after you come visit. But come see.
Come try.
Come see, and then make the decision instead of just saying, oh no, I'm not going there because this is the name. So I think that is the other thing where we get ourselves in trouble, because we see the people we play against or play with that are at a higher level, and you feel like you're supposed to be there because you're the teammate.
Right.
But you don't have the same type of game. But there is a level for every single person. And like to this day, like kids that I've coached in the past who didn't choose me, who want help, I still reach out and tell them, I don't have a need, but I know somebody who does, and I link them. So like, no, I'm not saying because I reach out to you that your kid has to come play for me, but I am a person who wants to give an opportunity even if it's not with me. And I think for years, I guess, since I've been at Owens, it's been a thing of not even having a chance to talk to certain players.
Right.
So I just wanted to kind of throw that out there.
No, you know what? Here's the thing about like this is you have a platform. You put in the work, like I said before. It will. That's why I said a coaching job is going to come your way. And patience is virtue. You gotta be a little patient, but I like what you're saying because a lot of these cats in Toledo, you know what I'm saying, and men and women, they want that big schools and everything. But don't be afraid to come, young ladies, to come to Eastern Michigan. Test the water, see if you like it or not. And if you don't like it, that's okay. But give this young lady a shot. You see her background. If you don't know her background, they got the web, they got Google. Get on there, and you can see what she went through. But I feel like, and the eras are different now. Everybody wants it right here and now.
Yep.
Yeah.
But when you work hard for something, you appreciate that.
Absolutely.
And that's what these youths got to understand right now. So, like I said before, the new Dawn Staley, ladies and gentlemen.
There it is.
Shareese Ulis. Y'all get it right. I said it right here. When Dawn Staley gone, look for this young lady. You know what I'm saying? Because she do her thing, man. Shareese is nice with it.
Everything
But
she's
I
done-
love
touched has
everything
turned to
about her, man. Education. She gonna give you an education. We're gonna get up out of here next. We ain't gonna be here next week because you know it's St. Patrick's Day, so y'all be safe. A lot of y'all don't be drinking and driving because the cops gonna be out here. But we're gonna be back on the 23rd. Got Tiffany Blackman, great.
That's my
coach.
girl right there.
Ah, there you go. Great coach. I'm bringing them on.
She's next up.
Hey.
Coach of the year and district.
Absolutely. Two-time player, coach
ma'am.
of the year. Tiffany Blackman gonna be here on the 23rd. We're gonna chop it up with her. Like I said, I want y'all to understand right here. This is The Rock. She went in that way, tore it up, did her thing. Thank you for coming on this. I appreciate you. And I know you're gonna get a good coaching job. Like I said, I'm gonna say it again. The new Dawn Staley, right here. Y'all live right, do right, y'all gonna be all right. Shareese,
Thanks for having me.
No.